Hello viewers, is justice the interest of the strong? Is nature the will to power? Is being right or wrong simply a matter of opinion? Is democracy the best form of government? Such are the questions which formed the foundations of Plato's political philosophy, and in today's video we will be looking into these questions. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel Wisdom of Life. We start with a description of the city-state in ancient Greece. George H. Sabine, in his book A History of Political Theory, identifies some unique features of the ancient Greek city-state. The state was exceedingly small in both area and population. For example, the population of Athens was about 300,000. The population was divided into three main classes which were legally and politically distinct. At the bottom were slaves. The slave labor underpinned the ancient Greek economy just as wage labor underpins the modern economy. The second clause was fallen residents. They were free people, but like slaves, they had no political rights. It was only the citizens who constituted the third class that had political rights. For the Greeks, citizenship signified participation in political life, little or much, depending upon the form of government. Citizenship was not essentially a matter of rights, but something shared, much like membership in a family. The basic political problem for Greeks was not to give a citizen his right, as is the case in the modern state, but ensure him the right place. Coming to the city-state of Athens, it was a direct democracy where all adult male citizens constituted the assembly. From assembly, a body of citizens was chosen to form the government for a short term. Courts were the keystone of the political system. They comprised popularly chosen judges and jury system. The decision of every court was final, and the courts could also strike down a law passed by the assembly for being contrary to public interest. Political life was the defining characteristics of the citizens of Athens. For example, religion was the religion of the city, art was the civic art, and on the whole, the city life was a life in common. That is the reason that Aristotle once stated that the constitution is not essentially a legal instrument but a way of life. Athens then was more of a community than of a polity or state. An important concept was the ideal of civic harmony, in which individual and collective interests were deemed identical, and there was no conflict between freedom and rule of law. Another important principle was that of happy versatility, which reposed trust in the natural political capacity of every man. It was believed that governance requires no special skills or knowledge, and it was such beliefs or principles that much of Plato's political philosophy was devoted. Now we come to the political philosophy before Plato. The great age of political philosophy came only after the downfall of Athens in her struggle with Sparta, known as the Peloponnesian War. The defeat of Athens gave rise to all sorts of popular speculations, particularly with regard to the contrast between the two city-states. While Athens was democratic, liberal, and devoted to trade and commerce, Sparta was aristocratic, conservative, and militaristic. So, the Athenian political defeat made many thinkers speculate that Athenian political ideals were deficient in something vital. To find that something vital was the quest of Plato. An important concept in ancient Greece was the contrast of nature and nurture or nature and convention. According to Sabine, in Athens by the close of the 5th century BCE, the nature convention contrast was shaping up in two directions. One view regarded nature as a law of justice and right inherent in human nature, while the other view saw nature as neither moral nor immoral but amoral. The amoral view saw nature in its extreme form as self assertion and desire for power, and this view is comparable with Nietzschean doctrine of will to power. A milder expression of the view that nature is amoral identified nature with utilitarianism or pragmatism, where whatever gives pleasure or works is considered right. Sophists, the wandering teachers, were among the first to promote the amoral view of nature. The sophist Antiphon, in his book On Truth, says, all law is merely conventional and contrary to nature. Observe the law only as a matter of expediency. For Antiphon, the man who follows nature will do the best for himself. That is, he identifies nature with self interest. Another sophist, Thrasymachus, said that justice is the interest of the stronger, and nature is not rule of right but the rule of strength. So here we can see uh, this view echoed in Tolstoy's view that where there is law, there is justice, which he expressed in his famous novel War and Peace. According to Protagoras, man is the measure of all things, which means that there is no objective standard of right and wrong, and right or wrong is just a matter of opinion or convenience. Now we come to the other view, that is nature as moral. Greeks regarded slavery as natural rather than conventional because they believed that a slave deserved to be in the condition in which they were. So it was merely justice or fairness that slaves were treated the way they were treated. So here we can discern the beginnings of the law of nature, which identifies nature with justice and fairness. This contrast between nature and convention has also been portrayed in ancient Greek dramatist Phocles' famous tragedy Antigone, where Antigone breaks the human law by performing the last rites of her brother in fulfillment of her divine duty. I hope you like this video. This next video will describe Plato's political philosophy, which will include his theory of justice, his theory of ideal state, his concept of the philosopher ruler, and Plato's communism of family and property. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel Wisdom of Life so that I can share more such informative videos with you. Thank you for your time.